Hello, I'm the official name reader. My job is to look through the first page of Google, review the nicknames provided by the internet, and then give my recommendations at the end. Today, we're finishing up Johto and we're going to look over Celebi. Starting things off, Evergreen. We've saw this before on actually the very first episode with the Bulbasaur. I said generic grass type nickname, I don't really care for it, it's whatever. The Doctor. No, don't do that. That's not a good name. I get it, Doctor Who, that's fine. You want to call it Doctor Who, call it fucking Doctor Who. I've seen in the past people use Doctor Hoot for like Noctable and stuff, and it's like, oh, get it, because it's wordplay, and then there's that. And I understand the connection because time travel and Celebi, that's fine, whatever. Time Lord, I personally don't like as well, but that's better than The Doctor, and at least it settles in with the Doctor Who theming. Minuet, I had to check because my first thought is like Minuet of Forest. Wow, I guess that makes a lot of sense. Ocarina of Time, that's a thing I think people are going to associate pretty closely. Also, if you wanted to use Kokiri as a generic grass type nickname, there's another idea for you. But this spelling, according to Google, is some sort of My Little Pony thing. Green Onion, Onion Fairy, those are fucking dumb. Foresta, Foresty, those are fucking dumb. Personally, I understand whatever it's onion idiot face or whatever, but that still doesn't mean I want to think about it, because it just sounds so stupid when you say it like that. My psychic onion Pokemon, my onion fairy. It doesn't sound cool when you say it like that. If you say my fire-breathing dog, that sounds fucking cool. And then when you're like, oh, that's a Growlithe, people are like, oh, okay. But when you say onion fairy, it makes your Pokemon sound like a fucking loser. Celebi is stupid, but I've seen so many dumb slang joke puns like this, it's kind of weird. Polyswag, Swagmar, and Celebi now. Marty McFly, Back to the Future. You want to do that? I know we've seen it in previous episodes. I don't remember what it was for. Probably some sort of flying type Pokemon. I don't hate it. I think it's corny but funny. If you wanted to name it Elix after the Elix Forest where you find Celebi, sure. We've talked about We've talked about naming Pokemon after trainers, and then from there named after the city that trainer is from. And since Celebi is kind of strictly associated with that, you could do that. I don't really think Spear Pillar would be the best name for Dialga and Palkia, but Elix doesn't sound terrible. Tinkerbell, I totally understand how someone could make this connection. It's green, it has wings, and it's small. That's fine. I don't really think it's that great of a name, but if you like it, go for it. Thyme works as a double play thing. We've talked about food-based nicknames, that's fine. Plants vs. Zombies 2 had Thyme Warp, so I guess if you want it... is it pronounced Thyme? I don't know, who cares? If you want to do it, whatever. Saria, and yeah, there you go. There's going to be another argument for you how it's pronounced. To me, Saria always made sense because you wouldn't call your friend Sarah, you'd call her Sarah. So if you want to name it after that, more Kokiri Forest stuff, go crazy. Okay, if you want to just list all the ingredients of a salad, since we've seen onion and now we've got celery and lettuce, whatever. I don't think there's ever going to be a Pokemon that's going to adequately look like Time Wizard from Yu-Gi-Oh! So this is probably as close as you're going to get if you want to do that. TARDIS, there's another better option than just calling it The Doctor. TARDIS makes way more sense and doesn't sound fucking stupid. Time Turner, that's technically Harry Potter reference. Don't know if that was what they were aiming for or not. There's no date on this. But if you wanted to, whatever. There's a lot of time-based names here. Time Machine, we saw just a second ago. I just didn't acknowledge it. There's another time-based one. This one kind of, a little more strange than the others, though. I guess you could do Navi as well if you wanted to do more fairy-based things. Since we acknowledge Tinkerbell, it's only fair. It's only fairy to acknowledge the other dimension Tinkerbell, known as Navi or Tattle or Tail, if you wanted to as well. In a weird way, I kind of don't hate just calling it vegetable. We've seen so many things that are based off of like salads and all that, but just calling it vegetable. It's kind of like insulting, but also hilarious in that way. Also, I do actually agree, and I think old timers, not terrible sounding. You could use that as a name for some sort of ancient or old, whatever, Pokemon. Alright, so we've reached the bottom, and I think we found some suggestions. I'm not going to say it was a bust. We found some stuff. Oh my god, what happened to the spreadsheet? Cool, so I don't know what happened. I had the tab opened. I guess somehow I closed it. I don't know. Here's what it says. Celebi.net, that's the thing that it says, and I get it. It sounds similar, whatever. This says original name. I don't know where they're getting that source from. I just checked, and like Japanese name is the same, and everything's like, no, it's just this. It's just Celebi. It's a combination of celestial and being, and that's it. So I'm gonna need a citation needed on that one. I've also seen Serenity like 1,000 times, and I've just ignored it because that's just a real name people have. Sure, it also means something, but I just don't really care. If you want to, whatever, I just don't give a fuck. And then I've seen Kronos 1,000 times because your gods are the most cliched thing ever. The one thing I will say is at least Kronos has a cool sounding name. Alright, that's it for Celebi though. I don't think it was a bust. I think we found quite a few things, mostly just Doctor Who being smacked across my face aggressively until I'm being held at gunpoint to understand that Doctor Who is a viable nickname. Fine, whatever. I think the one version of the Doctor Who nickname that didn't sound terrible was just TARDIS. Other words, Marty McFly, Doctor Who, Elix, Kokiri, Saria, stuff like that, that's fine. Just don't call it, like, Onion Fairy. I don't care if that's what species it is. Oh, that's another thing, actually. Yeah, that's what the Know Your Meme thing said. It was like, Onion Fairy species. I'm like, then don't call it that. That's not a good nickname. I don't name my Sea King Goldfish because that's a bad nickname. I'm gonna make another video in a couple days as far as update now that we finished Johto, so look out for that if you're new, in other words. Yeah, that'll be it, and I'll see you guys with Hoenn. Provide your ideas in the comments below, give a thumbs up to the things that you like, and get ready for Hoenn soon.